All right, so I want to talk a little bit about managing your leads. If you get hit by a spam bot, what to do, how to react to that. So in my account here, I have email addresses. I've got some leads on my account. And these ones at the top here are what it looks like if you get hit by the two types of spam bots that are out and about in the internet currently. A spam bot is something that is programmed to scrape email addresses off of the internet from all different sorts of places. They are programmed to find forms that they can opt into. Typically, these forms would be something that doesn't have a CAPTCHA on it so that they can just opt right into it. You can get hit by a spam bot even if you've never shared the link to your opt-in page publicly. You can get hit regardless of where your content is hosted, regardless of what's on the page, regardless of what the form is for. So I know a lot of people, the first thing that they think is, why did I get hit? What did I do wrong? Is it Kartra's fault? And it's not. Literally, the bot is just programmed to find forms that it can get into. And then what it's programmed to do is attack that form as often as it can. You might find that you wake up one morning and have 200 new leads to a form that barely gets one person a day usually. You might find that the spam bot is attacking your form for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, but usually by then it will move on because it wants to annoy someone else, right? It's meant to kind of wreak as much havoc as possible. Besides being annoying, the bad thing about it is that remember that it scraped real people's email addresses. That's the email addresses that they're using to opt into your form. The people who own those email addresses, the only thing they know is that you started sending email to them and they didn't opt in for your emails. So they actually think you're the spammer. The worst thing could be that they'll unsubscribe and report you as spam, but people might just unsubscribe right away. Or they might not open all your emails. Basically, in all of those ways, it's negative to your sender reputation. So what we want to do, as soon as we see either a suspicious uptick in how many people have opted into our lead magnet, like why did I get 300 emails this in the past hour when normally I get 5 a day? That's something to take a look at. Or if we look at these leads, so you can see these two here, Alice at Alice in Wonderland, but you can see that the first name is not Alice. It's just this alphabet soup. That's one spam bot. That's the way it's like the telltale sign. You can see the second one here, same thing. But this is another type that's a little more sophisticated. You can see this one. The email is oscar@thegrouch.com, but the name is Mary Alice. So we would assume that Oscar would opt in and he would use the name Oscar. When you see that the name and the email just doesn't match up, we don't want to jump to conclusions because we don't know everybody's names and emails and that stuff. So we don't want to jump to a conclusion. But if you see 5 new emails today where all 5 of them, the name and the email do not match, that's another indication that this is a spam bot. Another good indication will be that you get some spam reports or they're unsubscribing, right? But pretty much if something like this happens, we want to take action right away. The first thing we want to do is delete all of these leads. We want to select them, action, delete leads. Okay. We want to get them off our list as soon as possible. The worst thing that can happen is if you ignore this and they go through your 30-day email sequence and they keep getting emails from you and they're like, why are you sending me email? We don't want that. So we want to get rid of them right away. The next thing that we want to do is go to the form that they subscribed through. Right here in our form fields, we typically ask for first name and email. And if you've built your form with me or from my training, you know that I always recommend you add on the privacy policy disclaimer, right? So this is what our typical form would look like. And if you ask for other stuff, it would be here as well. The way we're going to protect this form is we're going to click on New Field, select, scroll down to CAPTCHA. Then we click on Save, and now this form is protected. A bot can't retype this code, so the opt-ins will stop. I usually leave the CAPTCHA on for a couple of weeks and then turn it off if I remember. Sometimes I leave it on because I don't remember to go back and take it off. But I don't like leaving it on all of the time because it does actually reduce your conversion rate. Like some people who want to opt in for your thing won't want to retype the code. You can make of that what you want. One way of thinking about it would be if they don't want to retype the code, they don't need my thing, I'll get higher quality leads. And that may be the case. You'll get less leads, but higher quality. And some of you might be like, I want the volume. So in a couple of weeks, I'm going to take the CAPTCHA off and see how it goes. Most likely the bot has moved on because it's not personal, right? A bot doesn't know anything but its programming. It's not attacking you because you're you, because of your business, because of your lead magnet. It's just made to be a nuisance. So most of the time it will move on. Could you get hit by another random bot? Yes, because they're going through the internet like wildfire right now. I don't know why, I don't know who does this. I don't know if they do it just because they're horrible people or what, but it's a thing we have to deal with. Some people decide to put CAPTCHA on every single one of their forms and leave them on all of the time. Then you have nothing to worry about. And if you look at it like you get higher quality leads, then that can be a benefit. And that is how to stop a spam bot attack. What other questions do you have for me? Let me know in the comments.